Welcome back, everybody. So it's been quite a while, about 3 months since the last video, and just figured I needed to give you guys a new update. Here it is. Everything's still doing great. Everything's growing. Some things have changed. I've ran into a few problems and still have a few to overcome. So let's start out with what's different. Took out the anemones. They were causing a lot of problems, killed a couple pieces of coral, and it was just time to get them out, and they were a pain to get out. So no more anemones. After the anemones, I got that Maxima Clam you see right in the middle. Being my first clam, I ended up overfeeding the tank, Phyto Feast and Reef, and I was really heavily feeding and broadcast feeding the tank because I was worried, and ended up getting a nice cyano and green hair algae outbreak, which luckily I took care of with some fluconazole and ChemiClean, and never used ChemiClean before. This was my first time, and it worked beautifully. I mean, the tank is looking a little bit more natural now, but after I was done with that whole process, this tank looked brand new. The sand bed was crystal clear white. I mean, it was just, I've never had sand bed look that good. So I'm keeping some of that on stock now if I ever run into cyano issues. Usually I like to take care of it naturally, but figured, so many people have reviewed that product and had good success, and I'm kind of glad I tried it out. It worked really good. So other than that, all the corals been growing really, really good lately as the tank has been getting a lot more mature. This new Red Sea Reefer 350. A lot of growth on the SPS, a lot of growth on the torches, the LPS, pretty much everything, and the fish are healthy. Got rid of the hippotang. He was nipping at my acans. I don't think he was eating it. I think he was just really wanting to shred it up. So got him out of there. Got a few different other fish. Take some time to get a nice happy family of fish, but so far all of these have been okay together. Ended up getting a few more wrasses because I also had, I think they call them polyclad worms or flatworms that get on euphylia. My main experience with them is they like torch corals. So they're basically torch coral eating flatworms. I freaked out for a little bit. I don't know how many of you all do that, but I started freaking out, went to my LFS freaking out, and anyway, I ended up dipping the coral. It was on this one right here, the 24 karat gold Aussie torch, and I had a good about 10 nice sized flatworms on it, chewing it up. And I thought the clownfish was trying to host it because it was really looking bad. But sadly, I accused this clownfish when it was innocent. But it was the flatworms, which, I almost was hoping they probably would have been better that the clownfish was trying to host it. But I ended up dipping it in Coral RX and then dipping it again in Aquaforest Protect Dip just to make sure. And the second dip around, it didn't have anything on it. It was almost a week apart. Probably going to dip it again in maybe a couple more weeks, dip it one more time. The second dip around, I also grabbed one of these off the sand bed since it was easy enough. This Dragon Soul torch, I ended up dipping it. It didn't have anything on it. So those are very unusual worms. I had those 2 years ago, if any of you watch any of my videos from back then. And it was on these torch corals. It was actually on this Hellfire torch. The most, I believe, 2 years ago in the 25-gallon lagoon, and I dipped it with Bayer insecticide diluted in water, and it worked out. I didn't see any evidence, any signs of flatworms or anything for 2 years. 2 years, and it popped back up, which is crazy to me. I'm pretty sure they're the same exact ones. But being 2 years gone by with everything being fine after that first dip 2 years ago, I've calmed down now and pretty much believe everything will be okay right now. So I got the more wrasses to take care of it, and dip in a good regular schedule just to make sure they don't get out of control. But yeah, so that issue is taken care of. Cyano, green hair algae issues, just comes with the territory of owning a reef tank. And I typically see this, the bigger the tank gets, the more problems I'm getting. But luckily, all the experience with all those nanos is working out, because they're pretty much everything that comes by is pretty easily manageable. So, like I said, comes with the experience, I guess. No need to freak out. Just do your due diligence and research, and usually, most of the time, there's an answer for just about anything that happens. Right now, after all that is said and done, I have one last issue in the tank that I need to take care of, and it's bubble algae. I'll show you that at the end where it's spreading around when I take some close-ups of the coral, but it's getting pretty bad. You can't see it from this front tank shot, but when I get you a close-up, you'll see it's spread out. I actually have it growing really on one of the power heads right now. So I was told to, and this is from somebody I trust at my LFS, and they said they've done this multiple times, and once in an acro dominant tank. They said to triple the dose of fluconazole. So I bought a bunch of fluconazole. I'm going to do that pretty much maybe tomorrow. I'll probably do this first dose. I'm going to get everything straightened out. So I'm going to do a triple dose of fluconazole and see if that takes care of this bubble algae. I am hoping it does, because I'm kind of fed up with coral eating fish, and not going to do emerald crabs, and I don't know any other way to get the bubble algae gone other than really getting something to eat them. So I'm really hoping this fluconazole works out. I'm kind of staying away from Vibrant. I thought I was going to use it, but I've seen a lot of issues with people using it and something else popping up afterwards, which really is something I'm dealing with right now after I used fluconazole and ChemiClean, but I don't think the bubble algae is related to that, really. So I'm going to try the triple dose of fluconazole, and hopefully everything goes okay. So that's where I'm going to go next in the problem management on the reef tank. So hopefully that's going to be doing good. So far, the bubble algae is not really affecting anything. It's just growing on the rocks. But it is getting more and more every week. I notice there's more and more, so it can get out of hand, and it's headed that direction. So yeah, that's it on that front. We're gonna go ahead. We'll take a look at some of the corals. I'll show you some of the issues with the bubble algae too. So here it is a little bit closer. So I really wish I could go on more than about 2 months without running into an issue. The best thing I've been doing is keeping the tank stable. The water parameters have been stable, as solid as I can get them, which is pretty much the only thing that keeps corals growing really well. And that goes for any reef tank. But so far, let's see here. Show you some of this. You can see this bubble algae is growing all in the back here. Oh yeah, there it is. It's a lot. That's more than I've ever had, so I'm really hoping that fluconazole dosage takes care of that. But other than that, besides the bubble algae, the tank is doing fantastic. The corals, the colors, everything has been great. I won't go through each individual coral just to save some time. Polyp extension has been really good. Acros are definitely growing. Definitely growing. They've been getting bigger and bigger. Stylo, it's a monster as usual, still getting bigger. There's my new pintail fairy wrasse hanging out. Just looks pretty. I don't see it really eating much on a lot of the rockwork or anything. Just looks pretty, I guess. But yeah. Stylo, in it a bit. It's really time. I really got to get in there and move it over. Still not sure exactly where I'm going to put it. there's the 24 karat gold, doing way better now since I dipped it in the dip. So here's a new clam. I love this clam. Never had one, but it's been doing great. It's been growing. When it closes its mantle, you'll see a lot of white around the tip of the mantle. So it's pretty much growing, sucking a lot of calcium. Zoanthids have been doing great ever since I keep those nutrients in check. Zoanthids have been growing and multiplying like crazy. They're actually creeping up rock. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to have a problem with them in the future. Hope not. But here's that sour apple that I'm probably just never going to be able to get rid of it in the tank. I got rid of it once, and all of that grew from pretty much a grain of rice, the size of a grain of rice piece. I mean, tiny. It was here. I cut it off. It was really big. I'm definitely not going to throw it away. I've seen some people do that to corals. I'm not going to do that. But here it is up there. Probably take it to my LFS, trade it in, and then these will grow out a little bigger, and the cycle starts all over again. But yeah, as you can see, everything's going good. I got this dangerous bubble algae growing on one of my Neros. It almost looks like it's pushing the magnet off. That's kind of crazy. Definitely going to have to take care of that. I'm pretty sure it's pushing the magnet off of the back glass. That's kind of nuts. I did not know it could do that. But y'all are seeing it with me here first. Yeah. But that's it. Everything's going good. I do have a clear water scrubber on the way. I'm going to try that after the fluconazole dose, of course. I'm going to try to get off of the Chaeto and grow the hair algae on the clear water algae scrubber, because I just want to test out how the tank will do with hair algae, because from my understanding, Chaeto cannot take out lots of trace amounts of ammonia out of tank, but hair algae can take out trace ammonia. So I'm going to try that out, see if that has any effect on the coral growth, and so it'll be like a little bit of an experiment. All right, well, thanks for watching, and tune in. Hopefully I'll have more videos coming out soon.